He said, she said is the buzz of every pundit these days. Christine Ford says Kavanaugh sexually assaulted me 36 years ago at an underage drinking party. Kavanaugh says, no, I didn't do it. Now Ford refuses to testify to the Senate Judiciary Committee, insisting on a full FBI investigation first. Some say it's pure revenge.
Who exactly is Kavanaugh's accuser, Christine Ford? And why did she wait until just days before Kavanaugh's confirmation to come forward with her story, when she's had the last several decades to speak up?
It is an accusation which the ranking member of the Committee of Jurisdiction has known about for at least 6 weeks. Known about for 6 weeks. Yet chose to keep secret until the 11th hour.
Well, after a little digging, it appears Christine Ford may just have an axe to grind with Kavanaugh, but it has nothing to do with anything that happened between them in high school. Ford is a professor of psychology and statistics at Palo Alto University, who apparently goes out of her way to take a stand against President Trump and his administration. Back in January of 2017, she wore a version of a pink hat used by feminist activists as she marched in opposition to proposed policies of the president. But her quarrel with Kavanaugh may go much deeper than his simply being the chosen nominee of President Trump. Facts are now emerging that Brett Kavanaugh's mother, Martha, was a district judge in Maryland in 1996. Astonishingly, she also happened to preside over a foreclosure case against none other than Christine Ford's parents. As it turned out, Martha Kavanaugh ruled against Ford's parents on a property in Potomac, Maryland, though it never resulted in the seizure of the property. Yet this potential conflict of interest is going totally unmentioned by the media, who seem more concerned about playing up unverified charges than looking into a possible case of revenge.
Well, in our democracy, Schumer's go-to line when scolding Russia, unverified charges means you're innocent until proven guilty. But when it comes to constitutionalist Judge Kavanaugh,
in selecting Judge Kavanaugh, President Trump did exactly what he said he would do on the campaign trail. Nominate someone who will overturn women's reproductive rights and strike down health care protections for millions of Americans, including those with pre-existing conditions. He's put at risk civil rights, labor rights, environmental rights, LGBTQ rights.
With, Brett Kavanaugh's nomination, a lot of us within the queer community are fearing for their rights.
democracy takes a dive.
We have two diametrically opposed stories. My view, Professor Ford's telling the truth.
And by inference, Schumer tags Kavanaugh as guilty until proven innocent, and by implication smears him as a liar. Borders on treason since Schumer took an oath to defend constitutional values, and that includes what judiciary hearings are all about. From his own mouth, he pushes for abuse of process.
If you don't want the hearing to be just a he said, she said affair, an independent investigation, a background check by the FBI is essential. This is not a criminal investigation. It has nothing to do with the statute of limitations. It's simply what the FBI does for all witnesses. And when there are new and troubling allegations that emerge, there's nothing wrong. In fact, it's fundamentally right to reopen the background investigation.
New allegation? But Feinstein sat on Ford's letter for 7 weeks before springing it at the 11th hour. Schumer wants an investigation? Come on. Kavanaugh was already investigated 6 times by the FBI, including the most recent one regarding his nomination. The FBI has no jurisdiction here since Ford's rape charge involves no federal person or property. But don't be surprised if Schumer pulls out a garment with DNA laced all over it, claiming it's Kavanaugh's. Let Ford file charges in Maryland where the assault allegedly happened. It's the proper criminal jurisdiction, there's no statute of limitations on rape, and then it can all go to juvenile court where it belongs. So what's your beef, Chucky?
Chairman Grassley said there'd be only 2 witnesses. That's simply inadequate, unfair, wrong, and a desire not to get at the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Well, that's very noble and nice, but why didn't we ever get the whole truth with Obama's birth certificate and Hillary's emails? Anyone? And why doesn't Ford want to testify? She can dodge every question anyways, 'cause she can't remember anything. She can't remember what drunken summer party she went to, whose house it was, how she got there, who drove her back, how much she drank, even what day it was. But somehow, under a probable drunken haze in '82, she clearly recalls it's Kavanaugh. Enter a good Jewish lawyer, a Democrat political operative who happens to be the board vice chair for POGO, Project on Government Oversight, a group funded by George Soros. But when it comes to neck injuries, ambulance chasing, and destroying constitutionalist Supreme Court nominees, every trick in the book is used.
My client will do whatever is necessary to make sure that the Senate Judiciary Committee has the full story and the full set of allegations to allow them to make a fully informed decision.
But testifying in public under oath in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee with the American people watching, that's an enormous amount of pressure. Is she willing to go that far?
She's willing to do what she needs to do. She is willing to hopefully tell her story in a manner that is a fair proceeding. Unfortunately, what we're already hearing this morning is that the Republicans intend to play hardball. They intend to grill her.
But Ford's amnesia, she just can't remember, gets the girl off the grill. Ford's team is real busy erasing every possible trace of her social media footprint, including her high school yearbook with her Christie jottings, in order to protect her virtue signaling. Fast forward 36 years later, and we got rear view witnesses. Feinstein, Schiff, Schumer, Katz, either abusing due process or using stall tactics by tossing the ball to the FBI. Hindsight is 20/20, they say. But in this case, he said, she said, is all the FBI's going to get.